What's going on, guys? jblader111 here, back again doing another episode on the Mylithical SMP server hosted by MapBlaze101. We are doing really good so far here on the server. Everyone's having a good time and we're doing pretty good on the episodes as well. I think this is episode 14 or 15 maybe. I can't count and I'm editing these out of order because I'm dumb. But anyway, we're back here on the server and look at the progress that I've made here on the storage system. Now, last time we left off, well, you saw that time lapse there at the beginning where I was working a little bit on the actual design of this part here, but I've basically finished it off. So let me explain what I've done. Firstly, I needed a way to get up to the top layer. That's going to be the ring. So we can like move around the island. That's how we're going to be transversing stuff. It's going to be on the surface. So I copied the spiral design that we had here for the stairs of the last episode, and I carried it up here so we can just keep on going up this way, which I think is really cool. And it's like an endless loop on both sides, so we can just like loop around like that if you need to get to one side or the other. Secondly, to do this, I needed to lift this water drop up. So let me go ahead and put a few items in here and let me show you this. Basically, all I did was lift it up and the items slide off. So it gives it a really cool effect. What items do I not need? I do not need 46 stone brick. Let's throw this away. Yeah, so the items are going to be dispensed. I was having a little bit problem. Once I moved this down in between episodes, let me see if I can get a decent view. I moved it down in between episodes, but then I was struggling. The items were glitching in a wall, so I had to kind of surround a few blocks around it to get it to stop glitching. But as you can see it down there, it's working. Items come up, they shoot out, land in there, and then go into the rest of the system, which now is working completely perfectly. I don't think I really changed anything else. The items, they go around this side, you know, and then they drop down here. And then down here, they will start right there, go all the way around before coming over here to the miscellaneous. So that's the actual mechanism working. For the designing aspects of this, what I wanted to do, which you saw part of the time lapse, was I kind of dropped down a stone brick wall. So let's go back up to the second layer, which is what you would have seen most of. So I dropped down the stone brick wall right here. I'm gonna put a design on it, or I'm gonna make it look more natural. I'm gonna do something there. I haven't decided quite what I want to do with this yet, so take this with a grain of salt, but I think this looks fine as it is right now, and I'm gonna end up doing more with it because it's kind of plain right now. I put in this like gravel patchway around here with a mixture of material, and then we got the grass, which I think looks good. Then I made these pillars look more natural. Got an anvil there. Got the oak leaf blocks scattered around the outside. Yeah, and we got the same thing down there, so I think this looks really good. And also what I did was, if you look there, I continued that stone brick all the way back, so that if you're standing down here and you look out, all you'll see is that stone brick like that, if you look through the glass. Because I want to leave the glass. I like seeing the items go around, and I need to place stone brick right there. There's a lot of little things that I need to tweak in here, but the main things that I did was add in the stair, which I think looks fine. I moved the item elevator down, and I put that pillar in right there. I also put these pillars in. I also went and collected a bunch of sand. I had an inventory full. But what I don't have yet is a super smelter. So on almost all the SMPs, I end up having a type of furnace design, and I'm going to be going with Mumbo Jumbo Super Smelter yet again. It is just the most efficient super smelter in my opinion for mass smelting. It's the fastest. It's not the most fuel efficient, but it is most certainly the fastest, so I'm going to be building that. And I plan on doing lava buckets for fuel, so fuel doesn't really make that big of a difference. So yeah, we're going to be working on that this episode. So I'm going to be putting it in over here. On the opposite side, we have the item input chest for putting items actually into the system. And then here we're going to have putting items into a smelter before they'll go into the system. So the items will go in here. You can see I renamed this dropper to smelt input and fuel input. So we'll be able to put our fuel in here, be able to put all of our things to smelt in here, which I think that looks pretty cool too, and that I like that you can change the names of those in an anvil. They'll get hopper taken out of and put in a hopper, taken to the fuel system, and then the fuel system will dispense the items right back into this item stream here that will put everything into the system. Super simple design that should work really well. Something else I want to work on this episode, besides just finishing the aesthetics of the base here, is I want to work on a miscellaneous item sorter. Now, here we have all the miscellaneous items. So you can see we have items that don't stack fully, like eggs, ender pearls, and signs. And then we have stuff like doors, half slabs, miscellaneous wool colors, flowers, bread, stuff like that. And so I need to figure out how I want to sort these items, or if I want to sort them at all. Now, my first idea was to use Tango Tech's item sorter that he has, which I really like his design of his item sorter, if you haven't seen it. But the problem with that is that it is decently redstone intensive, and that's not really my thing. I really like the design I have here because it's not that complicated redstone. The only complicated part is moving the items around and actually designing the entire thing, which is something that I'd rather work on. However, I do need a mass storage, and I do not know how I would like to do it yet, so that is something that I am going to work on off camera as well. But first, I need to build this furnace system and smelt up some glass so we can start working on the dome. So I got a lot of stuff to do. So what I'm going to do is these are going to be dragged off into a hopper line, and then the hopper line will feed in directly. So I need to mine out an area over that way for that hopper line. So I'm going to go work for a little bit. I'll be back once I finish the furnace. Alrighty guys, I'm back, and let me show you where I put this furnace. So it's on this side with all the wood material. Down here, I can turn off F3. So there is the hopper line from the two droppers that we have, right? And it comes right over into this furnace system. So I think I got to put that there. And I've got to put this one right there. Yep, so that should be working. So now I just need to go load this thing up with fuel and stuff to smelt. Oh, and I haven't done the output line yet. So here's the output line. Let me go ahead and hook that up real quick. Alrighty guys, take a look at this. I just put some sand in the system, and you can see we got the glass coming up here. So it's working. Which was pretty easy. I just took the output, put it in a a dropper timer, down to the ice stream that fed into this. So it just fed right back into the system, because the item elevator for this is on like Y5, so it's super easy to tie that back in. It just tied back in and right into the system. And now if we take a look down here, we have a ton of glass. That's going to be for this dome that we're going to be working on. However, I need a lot more than that, so I need to go and collect some. Also, I've been thinking about the design of this area, and I haven't decided exactly what I want to do yet, but I'm going to keep working on it, and I might do some stuff off camera between this clip and before I begin the dome. So if you see something different in here, it's because I worked on it, and I'll mention it in the next clip. So let me go collect some glass, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm almost done with the dome. You can actually see some of it there, but I don't want to show it yet, so I'm going to look over in this direction. But I was collecting some glass or some sand for some more glass, and I walked through Spawn Town, and I was like, man, I need to really work on the road system in Spawn Town. So I'm going to show you a little time lapse of me working on the road system and expanding it for or to Mac's place and to Seth, who is one of Mac's friends that is new on the server. And expanding it to his house and to Mac's house. I think it looked pretty cool, so here's a time lapse. I hope you guys enjoy. When I come back, I should have this dome all done. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. As you can see, I've gotten a lot of work done, and I'm here on my spectator account so that you can see exactly what I've done. So, if we remember last, this was just a grass circle all the way around, and what I've done is add this pattern, or add this pathway all the way around, and the major thing I did was made this dome. Now this is what I was collecting all that sand for. It took about 25 stacks of glass, and I made a gray dome over the entire thing, and it looks really cool. And I'm not done with it yet. I do want to design it a little bit more and make it look like it is a relic, or make it look worn down kind of. I want to work on that a little bit more, but we're gonna have to save that for another episode because that time lapse took a long time, and I've actually recorded this episode over the series of a few different weeks. Like I was saying, what we're going to be talking about today, I'm going to work on the actual dome parts of it, the aesthetics of it, off camera, but I want to talk a little bit about the mechanism exactly, which is why I'm on my spectator account, and I use this only basically for recording purposes, if I want to record a time lapse, or if I want to see if I need to light up any area, which actually I haven't used this account for that yet. I just lit up all of this in the survival mode, but I think there's a few areas like that that I want to light up eventually, just to raise the spawn rates for the skeleton grinder. But I want to talk about this design, and I'm going to make a tutorial on this eventually because I've had a few people request it. But I also want to talk about the pros and cons of this type of storage system. So now that the storage system is almost 100% done, I'll talk about how I went about designing it and whatnot. So, like we've discussed before, the mechanism uses cakes like this to align items, and then the items go between the water streams and the hoppers, and they can just circle around, and then when these item sorters... Can I open this? No, I can't. When the item sorters that the hopper of the item item will go into the hopper, which will toggle this redstone torch, which will allow it to go into the desired chest. So that works. Oh, I can't open that. Why can't I open hoppers? Can I open hoppers? No, I can't. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically how the mechanism works, and I'm going to discuss it a little bit more. So, this is the chest where I put in all the items to sort. So I'm going to... I can't put anything. I'm a spectator. Forgot. I had this account on survival, so that's what that was. But, yeah, so you put items in there, and they go through a hopper train back through here into this dispenser. This is a dispenser facing down, and then we have a simple hopper clock here. The items get dispensed out. They fall down this chute right here into this packed ice stream. The packed ice stream goes here, and then this is where I originally set up the 1.9 elevator that that ended up not working. This didn't work half the time. It worked for a while, but after a while the 1.9 clock is in 1.8. After chunks are loaded and reloaded, the ticks become longer than a stone button amount of ticks, and it eventually will break the system because the tick speed is very specific. So I've reverted to a 1.8 elevator for right now. The items go through here, they go down this chute. This is the input for the furnace, so let me show you that. So here's the furnace. This is Mumbo Jumbo's super smelter, so the input for the, this is the smelt input, this is the fuel input. Separate hoppers, goes into here, goes into the system, right? So the output for this is right here. This hopper goes into another dispenser clock right here, which will go down, and this goes right down back to the original chute over here. So this is the chute that goes into the system. So the items fall down here, and then as you see here, we have a 1.8 item elevator that uses the ice path, a like 4x3x3 or 4x4 glass area, and then the two fences. So the items will go up this. They'll go all the way up until they come up here. They'll get shot off into here, which sometimes items get stuck here as well. So I need to like widen this out one on each side and make this a 4 by however long it is, so that the items can get picked up by this, because when they shoot off of here, sometimes they shoot off and they land on this glass. Anyway, the items go into here. They go into another clock dispenser here, and what this does is make sure that the items get dispensed out correctly. They get dispensed out correctly into here, up against the ice, and then they go around the system. Once they go all the way around the system once, they go over here, they fall down this part right here into the next system. They go around this system all the way once, and then once they go around this all the way once, they come back over here. Where did he spawn? I don't know. He come back over here, and then this is the miscellaneous chest. And then there should be, yeah, there's a lot of just miscellaneous stuff in here right now. And eventually I'm going to hook up a sorter for this as well to even sort the miscellaneous items that we don't have into the system. But I'll have to do that another day because I'm just out of time for this episode. I've been recording this episode for almost like a week and a half, and I'm ready to get it up and online because I've been doing a lot of little stuff. I've been working on an iron farm, which was a big project that I've been working on, and that's a complete story in itself that I'll cover in the next episode. And then I've been working here, spending a lot of time on the storage system, as you've seen from those time lapses. I got a lot done here on the aesthetics of this thing, and also functionally, but it still needs a little bit more tweaking before I make that tutorial. But I hope you guys will enjoy the tutorial once I get to it. It'll be really cool, and I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I hope you're enjoying the process of me like transforming this place. And man, it's taking a lot of work, but it's a really cool achievement. And I want to thank you guys for watching the episode. Wait, I wonder if that zombie was... Where was that zombie going? I'm invisible! Be right back. Anyway, guys, I'm back on this account. Look what I can do here. I can walk off camera and back on camera. Man, that's a funny little thing. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a giant thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Mylithical SMP. Later, guys.